First of all, my heart goes out to those families that lost their loved ones during the killings that happened in Benue State. I pray that God consoles them. I pray that God consoles them. Watch this video.
It is always advisable to read past questions before sitting for a new exam. There is a reason why the Nigeria-Biafra war lasted 3 years. The Nigerian government was having international support. The Biafra people was not. But they faced the Nigerian government and the international support and held down for 3 years. There is a reason why Bakassi Boys was formed in the southeast by 1999, because domestic violence in the southeast became too much. There is a reason why it took the wisdom of amnesty to calm the nerves of the militants in the south. There is a reason why it took all the artillery of the Nigerian armed forces to bring down Osisi Kanku and his boys between 2006 and 2011. Oh, you didn't hear the story? There is a reason why. Now, all those who are flaming the embers of war, right, orchestrated by these senseless killings going on, because I've been hearing this narrative of people saying they want to land grab, they want to take land, they're using cattle as a decoy. Is it that easy? My brother, check past questions before you set new exams. Are you hearing me? No one group in Nigeria has the monopoly of violence. Read these histories. Check these questions. And if for any reason you feel that all that the Igbo man now knows is his business, all that the Yoruba knows is his education, my brother, read again. Check the voices that have been very vocal, standing against the oppression and repression of the government over these years. I want to speak to our Fulani brothers today. Out of 250 ethnic groups in Nigeria, it is rather shameful that whenever the name of the Fulani man is mentioned, it is associated with violence. I think you should call a family meeting. There should be a family meeting. We need to change the name of the Fulani people to something sweet, something beautiful, something appreciable. Now, these other people that have other things, when you call a group, you call business. When you call a group, you call education. It is not because they don't have violence in their bones. It's because they just choose to shield it. My brother, before we set new exams, let us read past questions. Now, everybody is calling for everybody to carry up arms. You don't want Nigeria to get there. We don't want Nigeria to get there. If this nonsense that happened in Benue, happened in Aba, or happened in Onitsha, Nigeria would have been a chimney by now. If this thing that happened, that has been happening in the plateau, happens in Aba, happens in Owerri, happens in Onitsha, happens in the Ijaw man's land, my brother, the story would have been different. So just in case, I'm speaking to the Fulanis now, just in case you feel the whole nation is afraid of you because once they call Fulani, everybody takes to their... It's not true. It's because they have more important things to do. They have other things to do. But when it is time to call violence for what it is, and this, if this thing ever is true, this land grabbing thing, take over Nigeria, you should know now. It cannot happen, not now, not in the next 100 years. Or maybe you think because of the decoy of Japa this, Japa that, Japa this, Japa that you're going to... No. The Igbo man would never leave his land for anybody. The Ijaw man will never leave his land. The Yoruba man will never leave his land for anybody. So please, the Fulanis should call a family meeting. It is time to change the narrative of the Fulanis. You could be beautiful people. Among the ethnic groups in Nigeria, the Fulanis are the most handsome and the most beautiful. But it's rather shameful that whenever that name is mentioned, is associated with violence. That narrative needs to be changed. Now, while we are all agreeing to stay in the same compound as a big family, we should respect each other's boundaries. Otherwise, maybe we can use a knife and share it like a piece of cake and everybody goes home with their own slice. So before we set new exams, let us read past questions. Because we don't know who would pass or who would fail.
Now, one thing I want to say is this, right? Nigeria has been a country that has allowed its citizens to bleed a lot, has allowed its citizens to be lab rats for things they don't know about. People die every day just by being in their home and living their normal lives, and we just attack them without fear. I pray that this issue doesn't get worse than this. I pray that one day, soon, there'll be a solution to these killings that are happening in the country. Nobody's praying for this type of thing to happen in their environment or around them. I pray that none of us watching this will witness this. At this point that we are now as a nation, there are people who feel like this country belongs to them and every other person in it should go to hell. There are people who feel like they can do whatever they like, they can go to whichever place they like and do whatever it is that they like. One day, you who think like this, you're going to meet your nemesis. You feel like you can go to someone's home or farm and do whatever it is you like to them. You're going to meet your nemesis. I pray that Nigeria becomes better. I pray that the labor of our heroes past will not be in vain. I pray that those who want to destroy this country will be brought to books. I pray that a good leadership will come. As the saying goes, no society can go above its leadership. I pray that good leaders will come and make this country a better place for all of us to live in. I honestly believe that Nigeria is the best country in the world, with the best human beings, with the best people ever. But somehow, our government, our society is becoming unlivable for all of us. I pray that one day, this whole thing will be a thing of the past. This I solemnly pray.